So I've been playing Hexels a little bit recently. It's a minimalist puzzle game, and I've been really impressed by the sound design. Where do we start? That particularly, so you've got a bit of a pad, and then these beeps and bloops when you mark things off. And so I thought I would try and recreate that in VCV Rack. So to start off, I've just got a pad here using XFX, which I've used a lot for very similar purposes. Using this chord key sequencer. The thing about pads is, I think putting this 7th in is really important. If I just... So that there is a major chord. I think putting that 7th on top just makes it just a bit nicer. Hexels had more of an R sound. This is more a sort of classic pad here, just using the digital 2 position, modulating the position kind of slowly, and also just gently opening and closing the filter, just to give it a little bit of movement. Next up, we've got some plucks. And I put that on a Buffaco envelope here, which is self-triggering. Although that appears to be broken for some reason. I had it muted, so you can hear it. I added just a little bit of noise, which you can barely hear, just to give it a bit of clickiness. The sound itself is a simple triangle wave running through a filter. With quick attack, quick release. I used this delay and hold ADSR in trigger mode here, so I could control the hold time as well. I then also made a wind sound, which is a bit different from what Hexels did, but kind of the same idea. Programmed in this right sequencer there with sort of a major pentatonic ascending. Clocked it with an LFO, and then that goes through another triangle wave, but it's a little less clicky. Gave it a bit more attack, a bit more release, compare to... Run that through its own delay unit to give it a sort of a very distinct repeat, as opposed to the clicks, which fall off very quickly. And the other effect is I've got a rising LFO here that controls the pan, so it pans from left to right. The other interesting part of this patch is how I wired it up so I can play the hits with my keyboard. And it automatically routes the signal correctly. So when I'm playing the keyboard, this gate triggers an ADSR with a bit of a release that pulls this switch high. So when I'm playing, it reads VOCT from here, from the keyboard. When I'm not playing, it reads VOCT from the quantizer, which is where the hits are going through. So I thought that was just a cute method of sort of turning on the keyboard when I was playing it, but otherwise not. These OR gates as well sort of wire together a couple of different gates, and I'm using the retrig out of the MIDI because the way it's designed, it wants a trigger pulse, not a gate that's held high for these hits. The final bit is this quantizer. I played around with a few different options, so I'll just increase the rate on this guy. You can get some cool effects, but I played around with different scales, so here's a simple one. Doesn't really work fast, but you get the idea, and then just adding in extra notes. Realized I was messing around with the pitch there rather than the speed. And there's the final one with a relatively full scale. Anyway, that's the patch for today. Hope you had fun, hope you learned something, and I'll see you next time.